A very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Lunchtime News, coming to you live and direct from the News1st studios here in Colombo. I'm Bernadine Jazz Singha. Now let's take a look at headlines.
Speaker signs the draft bill on the right to information. Minister Kabir Hashim says that objectives aimed from the signing of certain bilateral trade agreements were not achieved. JVP Provincial Councillor Samantha Vidyaratna suggests where the leaders who led the recent march should be sent to.
ඉතලම පාගමන එක්කගෙන ගිහලා දාන්න තිබ්බේ එක්ක වැලි කඩට එක්ක බෝගම්බරින්ම හරවන්න තිබ්බා. ඔහෙට නෙමෙයි යන්න ඕනේ අපරාධකාරයෝ යන්න ඕනේ මෙහාට කියලා එක්ක බෝගම්බරින් ඇතුළට දාන්න තිබ්බා. එක්ක බෝාර වැලි කඩින් ඇතුළට දාන්න තිබ්බා.
MP Vimal Viravansa appears before Pressifac. Sri Lanka squares off against Australia in the second test today. Vishwa Fernando receives his first test cap for Sri Lanka.
The draft bill on the right to information was signed by Speaker Tharujai Surit this morning. Deputy Secretary General of Parliament Neil Idavilla said that the signing took place at the Speaker's official residence. He added that the signing brings the draft bill into enhancement. The introduction of the Right to Information Act is one of the key pledges made by President Maithripala Sirisena in his policy manifesto. Minister of Public Enterprise Development Kabir Hashim says that desired trade goals cannot be achieved due to policies which comply with written conditions of bilateral trade agreements reached by Sri Lanka over past. Issuing a communique, the Office of the Prime Minister said that Minister Kabir Hashim made these remarks while addressing a session of the 12th World Islamic Economic Forum in Indonesia.
Speaking at the event, Minister Kabir Hashim has emphasized that Sri Lanka has created a premise that will allow duty-free exports to flow out of the country to the international community. The 12th World Islamic Economic Forum was organized under the theme, The Role of the Private Sector in Regional Cooperation. Adding that it's important to build the confidence between the countries of the region when striking trade deals, Minister Kabir Hashim emphasized the importance of the intervention of the private sector when taking this forward. Quoting the minister, the communique notes that he had said that steps are being taken to strengthen the conditions of trade between Sri Lanka and its regional countries under the leadership of President Maithripala Sirisena. With a special address which was made by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe at the 12th World Islamic Economic Forum, the fact that the country which was suffering at the hands of terrorism for years and the fact that it has now gone beyond it and won the confidence of the people within a very short period of time, and also that the country has been an example because of the reconciliation process the country has employed, has come under much praise by the leaders of the world. I look at this as an opportunity for Sri Lanka to take the leadership to strengthen trade ties between Sri Lanka and the regional countries.
Speaking at a party conference in Badulla, JVP Provincial Councillor Samantha Vidyaratna expressed the following views.
It was a bright future during the government of Mahinda Rajapaksa. Well, that was not for the people, but for the family of Mahinda Rajapaksa. But honestly speaking, is it Mahinda Rajapaksa himself the cause for his defeat? He said that a bright future is ahead and the country would be made the miracle of Asia, let alone his 5-hub concept. Everything was wasted away. Even he has wasted away now. However, whatever that Maithripala Sirisena and Ranil Wickremesinghe said they would do when they took over this government is also not being done. They mainly said that the rogues will be punished. Well, there doesn't seem to be any punishment being given to rogues. They are only being taken here and there. We don't see any punishments. We only see media charades. What actually should have been was all those leaders who led the recent rally should be put in Valikada. They could have turned them around from Bogambara instead of letting them go all the way to Colombo. They could have just thrown them to Bogambara itself or even Valikada if at all.
Minister of Higher Education and Highways Lakshman Kiryal expressed his views on the joint opposition's Padayatra.
The minister expressed these views while attending the Pathadumbara Divisional Development Committee meeting yesterday. The collapse of the joint gang starts from here. Why? Because a few in the joint gang are already in talks with the president to join the government. But the issue is that ministerial positions cannot be given, because under the 19th Amendment there is a limit for the number of ministers, unlike the previous government which did not have a limit. So we have reached the limit now. But there was a possibility of granting ministerial positions. There would be around 10 MPs remaining in the joint gang at most. That is the truth. There's a group who marched silently ahead while passing the United National Party headquarters, hooted opposite the Sri Lanka Freedom Party headquarters and caused an issue there. How do you view this? Well, they hoot in Parliament as well. So hooting opposite the party headquarters is nothing unusual, because most of them hoot in Parliament as well. From the time parliamentary proceedings commence at 1 p.m, all they do is hoot for 2 hours.
Parliamentarian Vimal Veeravansa arrived at the Presidential Commission of Inquiry today.
The parliamentarian arrived at the Presifac this morning to provide a statement pertaining to the alleged misuse of state funds during the previous government. This is news which is created to down the real news which impacts the country. Now the real news is that Minister Kabir Hashim has said in Indonesia that high-level talks have concluded for the most part of it for the construction of a bridge linking Sri Lanka and South India. These are actual issues. Amidst these issues, they are capturing rogues for not apparent reasons. This is their method. The people should understand this. Misery caused by a ravaging wild elephant, brought to an end by the construction of an electric fence. Villagers once silenced by terror, now roam freely with no fear. Be a part of this initiative to change lives. Contribute, participate, get involved.
The Customs Narcotics Control Unit has foiled an attempt to smuggle foreign currency worth over 30 million rupees out of the country this morning. Customs media spokesperson Dharmasena Kahandava said the 2 suspects have been arrested. He added that the foreign currency which was found concealed in travelling bags were to be smuggled to Singapore.
2 Sri Lankan passengers were apprehended by officials of Customs Narcotic Control Unit at the BIA while they were trying to smuggle out foreign currencies such as Saudi Riyals, Euro, Swiss francs, valued at rupees 35 million nearly, by flight number SQ469 to Singapore at 1:10 in the morning. These currencies were concealed inside plastic flower toys, and suspects are from Colombo, and detection was made by Customs Narcotic Control Unit, and further investigation to be handed over to Central Investigation of the Customs Head Office.
A vessel which set out to sea from the Hambantota Fisheries harbour has capsized. Fishermen say that incident occurred between 8:30 and 9 last night. 2 fishermen were on board the vessel at the same time of the capsize. According to our correspondent, the 2 fishermen were rescued by 2 other fishing vessels who responded to the scene. One of the fishermen were admitted to the Hambantota Base Hospital for his injuries. Fishermen say the vessel and fishing equipment were destroyed in the incident. With that, we wrap up Lunchtime News. I'm Bernadine Jazz Singer. Have a wonderful day. Take care.